What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another episode of Lingo Reacts. My name is S. His name is Coop. You obviously know us because we've been doing BTS videos for a very, very long time. But listen, this is Spinebreaker, and it explained by a Korean. I'm assuming it is our favorite Korean. So let's jump straight into it and see. I remember we listened to Spinebreaker and we were a little bit confused.
No, from the video because it seemed like it was made like within one day. It turned out it actually was made within a day.
Okay,
it was some challenge from what I read in the comments that they had to do. We'll let this guy explain further to us. Okay.
All right, let's jump into it.
Spinebreaker. What a strong title name. For new armies or casual listeners that don't look into the lyrics that much, the title might be a little misleading or misunderstood in the way of maybe BTS crushing their haters' spines. I doubt that anybody would actually think like that, but still, without knowing the Korean cultural references behind the story, this song is a little bit hard for foreigners to fully comprehend.
Let's dive into it.
But before we go on to the explanation itself, let's give a short shout out to our sponsors. 우선 저희 스플릿 시리즈를 사랑해주시는 많은 구독자분들께 감사하다는 말씀을 먼저 드리면서 저희 영상을 보시면서 좋아하는 아이돌 그룹을 봄과 동시에 영어 공부까지 된다라는 긍정적인 효과를 말씀해주신 분도 있었는데요. 혹시나 저희처럼 영어를 잘하고 싶으시다면 하루 10분 야나두를 추천합니다. 핵심만 찝어주는 강의 시간이 10분밖에 안 돼서 매일 하는데 부담이 없고 1대1 보이스 케어를 통해 발음 코칭도 받을 수 있으며 완강을 한 수강생들에게 장학금도 지급된다고 합니다. 꼭 한번 봐주시고 영어를 저희처럼 잘하고 싶다면 야나두를 추천합니다.
That's actually pretty
수십짜리 신발에 또 수백짜리 패딩 수십짜리 시계에 또 으스대지 괜히 교육은 산으로 가고 학생도 산으로 가고
shoes, padding jackets, and watches. These are all everyday objects that students use in their daily lives. Education is going up the mountain, students are also going up the mountain. Going up the mountain is a Korean idiom called 사공이 많으면 배가 산으로 간다, which is translated into too many cooks spoil the broth. So basically, BTS is trying to criticize the students alongside with the Korean education system that both parties are going in the wrong direction.
Man, would not have got that.
These lines express what school looks like these days in a nutshell. Rich students and poor students can be identified by whether they have expensive clothes or not. For students who cannot afford these expensive clothes, they'll do whatever they can to get their hands on these particular brands or clothes. BTS now tries to touch the conscience of these students about their behavior trying to get expensive apparel, how they're sensitive towards trends and appearance, and how they whined and begged and asked their parents again and again to buy them these expensive clothes. Finally, the word Spinebreaker appears. The phrase Spinebreaker comes from the Korean idiom 등골이 휘다, which literally means your back gets bent because you work so much. Usually, hard physical labor is done by bending your back. Thus, if you work too much, your spine would permanently become bent. So, BTS is calling kids who beg their parents to buy them expensive clothes Spinebreakers. Not only the kids, but certain items themselves are now officially called Spinebreakers because parents need to work so hard to afford these items.
What? So wait, so you're telling me like there's an actual idiom for something called Spinebreakers because literally it's that expensive to buy them?
Well, it makes sense. Think about like Canada Goose for us, you know?
Yeah, oh yeah. No, yeah, you saw North Faces, everybody was wearing North Faces. That's wild to me though. Oh my
So-called Spinebreaker kids don't
Let's be real though, same thing happens here.
No. 100%.
Yeah, the same thing happens here.
care how hard their parents try to provide them food or necessities, but rather pester their parents by saying, "But all of my friends have it too." Why specifically padded jackets? It's because students in Korea wear school uniforms, but in the winter it gets too cold, so the most convenient body warmer would be a padded jacket. A few years ago, the padded jacket market wasn't that diverse, and particular brands were lead brands in the industry, such as the notorious North Face, These padded jackets had and still do have
that plug though,
right?
Have an extremely high price. The average price range would go from $500 to $1,000.
Yeah.
They even had ramps in the paddings, depending on how much duck down was inside. But nowadays, it's no longer about particular brands and clothing. The spine breaking has evolved and expanded into products such as smartphones.
Of course.
So obviously, the luxurious clothing was a burden to parents that were not in the position to afford it, but nevertheless their kids demanded them to buy it. So that's why the last lyric says, rather than filling your jacket with duck down, fill your head first with some common sense or conscience before it's too late.
Facts.
The chorus is literally BTS being satirical about the kids that feel good and feel swag in their dirty clothes. It's dirty clothes because they earned it in a dirty way, not by earning the money themselves, but by breaking their parents' backs. The expression that the dirty clothes will tighten up your heart means that eventually the kids will feel guilty and bad about wearing their clothes. In the second verse, BTS disses the kid haters. 배가 부르다 means that you have it easy and you have no worries of getting food in your mouth.
Right.
Kids have their bellies full all due to their parents. Thus, they don't know how to do anything but to just feed on provided food. But they're being nosy and saying things that they wouldn't be able to say in front of the actual person, bluffing. You'll only be satisfied when the whole population of Korea dresses the same as you. This is satire against how kids think wearing the same things look cool. RM then goes on by saying, mind your own business, fashion, and life.
That's one thing I always think about too. It's
like why do you fight to wear the same clothes that other people do?
Yeah,
because you just
want to be wearing someone else's clothes. Like what if everybody wears it, and then you're gonna be like, oh no, I need to get something else.
Yeah, you gotta be original with your shit, bro.
Right.
Man, it's so crazy because it's like I could understand it in Korean culture as well because like you have like Koreans that travel over here to Canada and they kind of have that similar mentality sometimes.
Oh yeah, they always have the nicest clothes.
Nicest clothes, nicest cars. They're rolling out in Porsche Benz. And yeah, sure, it's because they have a lot of money, but I feel like that's moved over here as well. Like a lot of people, even before Koreans would immigrate here, I mean, realistically, a lot of people and students here have to deal with the same thing. I remember we had kids who would wear the same thing in high school every single day.
I remember that.
You remember that? And we had other kids who would come with like the newest Goose, the newest iPhone, the
LV pouch.
LV pouch, man's got
the little fox tail.
Yeah, the fox tail, dude. Like the Goose jacket with the like double stuff. Black fur, like you know, and it makes you think, right? It makes you think. Anyways.
When RM's voice changes into a comical version, he is impersonating and mocking the kids by imitating what they would actually say, such as, "But I want it so much, what should I do? Friends poorer than me even have it. If I don't want to be an outcast, I need to buy it. At this age, we're all supposed to be like this."
Yeah, no, yes, I'm loca. Is it no? I know they ain't you, but they got no choice. 나는 할 일은 잘해 부모님 듣고 안 부셔. 날 먹고 아직도 방구 써.
RM says people might call him crazy or no-no and criticize him for wearing expensive clothes. But he also points out that at least he's attractive, and most of all, he's not a spinebreaker that begs for his parents to buy him clothes. The last line is the killing point of the song. The real spinebreaker is you, who's still in the corner of your room at that age. Which means you can't do anything by yourself, so why don't you just shut up and respect your parents by helping them not suffer by paying your stupid padding jacket.
That really made me appreciate the song a lot more.
Yeah, it did. And I want to say, like, I'm kind of excited to see BTS get a little bit older because they do have a little bit of a political activist type of agenda, and in the sense where they're like, they want to speak about topics that they think are issues in culture, right? That we've seen it with other music videos.
Yeah.
I just can't wait until they get older and maybe a little bit more like they know and just learn a little bit more as well, and then maybe you just see them even evolve into something even greater than just music. Like they might actually have like a political impact.
I think they already have impact.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
I obviously don't know, so like I'm just speaking off my mind, but
just from seeing how crazy the army is and everything, I think they have a huge impact in how they affect all these people.
I think entertainment does for sure.
Yeah.
Like just the entertainment atmosphere, but I want to see, because you know how like Jay-Z moved from rapper to mogul to thing. That eventually happens with artists as well. I'm interested to see how they would use their platform.
Yeah, it'd be different for like a band.
Right? to be politically active and like
I don't think it's
not politically active, but like just protest. You know, not even protest.
I know what you're trying to say right now.
Like, okay, you know how people like a lot of rappers or even artists and things like that try to keep with relevant topics.
Yeah.
Like they'll talk about, like, let's say Western artists, they'll talk about Trump, you know, and they'll spit like bars about the education system and things like that.
I think they do that though.
They do that. I'm just interested for when they get older and they actually.
Oh, you see what they talk about then.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So I want to see like how their thoughts and their beliefs change and it evolves. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that'd be interesting to see.
But listen, as always, like, comment, subscribe, follow, and support the boys. And check out more Lingo Reacts because we do have a lot of reactions coming. So we'll see you guys later. Take care.